Hello everyone, you are all welcome to lecture number 983 and today's topic is the characteristics of industrial waste. And if you remember, nowadays I am discussing the chemical industries and how to treat the industrial waste, especially the industrial wastewater. And as you know that most of the industries, they discharge their waste in the form of liquid water. So in most of the cases it is the water which contains all these undesired and toxic material which are causing the health hazard. But it doesn't mean that all the chemical industrial wastes. When I say chemical, it covers almost every industry because everywhere the elements and chemical reactions are involved, whether it is the leather industry, tailoring industry, rubber industry, pesticide, herbicide industry, explosive industry, paper, pulp industry, they are all having chemicals. That's why they are all known as the waste of chemical industries. So there are different type of chemical industries, different type of products are there, and that's why all these characteristics and the classification of these wastes are also different. For example, if suppose some waste discharge liquid is coming from paper mill, so when there is paper mill, means there is manufacturing of pulp material and paper, and it means the discharge will be mostly celluloidal, cellulose, carbohydrate. And if suppose there is some industry where they are dealing with meat manufacture or maybe some other protein material, then discharge will be protein, amino acid. So it is quite different, these proteins and carbohydrates. If there is rubber industry, it will be more complex and it will give lot of odor. Even you can smell if there is any rubber industry from distant place, you can smell very bad odor. And their toxic materials will be a lot of polymers with toxic compounds. If there are toxic, like pesticide, insecticide, herbicide industries, then there will be a lot of organic effluents, organic compounds which are manufactured. If there is electroplating industry, then the discharge waste will be mostly nickel, chromium and some toxic lead material. They are highly toxic. And nowadays even if there is a power plant where they are using nuclear reaction, that is fission of nuclei, then the material, whatever is discharged, may be radioactive. So in this way, in this modern industrial age, we have lot of different type of very complex industrial waste. And now the new technology is also coming where we are manufacturing a lithium battery. Lead battery was there already, where we were getting a lot of lead as a waste. And now in the case of lithium battery, if lithium waste is there, now electric cars are coming. We are expecting millions of electric cars in future. So we are expecting a lot of lithium waste material, and it is very difficult to dispose the lithium. Is another challenge is coming. How to dispose or utilize the chemical industries waste. Fermentation process is going on, out of which lot of beverages are produced. So all these are producing lot of different type of chemical wastes, and they are classified, characterized on the basis of industry. So I am going to give one by one. So I have already given here that how different industries are producing industrial waste with the different characteristics, and they are classified. Number one, almost all industries discharge water containing waste from some stage of their manufacturing process. But chemical industrial waste are not same in every industry. If it differs from industry to industry, for example, the waste from pulp and paper industries mainly contain carbohydrates. Waste from dairies and tanneries and slaughterhouses, mainly they contain protein, amino acid, or generally we can say nitrogenous compound or nitrogen. Industries manufacturing detergents, explosives, plastics, fertilizer, pesticides, insecticides, herbicides, etc. produce chemical waste. They are mainly chemical wastes are produced in these industries. Metal plating wastes are highly toxic, and they are found to contain mainly cyanides, chromium and nickel. Number two, in general, waste from industries can be classified according to some common characteristics. So the wastes are classified on the basis of some common characteristics. Some are suspended particles, some are in the solution. So they have some common characteristics, and they are common characteristics of the effluents. For example, A, waste containing suspended matter in solid form but little polluting matter in solution. So such type of wastes are there where in solution very little polluting substance there. Most of them they are in as a suspended particle. For example, they are coal washeries where they are washing the coal, and also clay, China clay work. We are doing China clay work. So in these places, these suspended particles they are main pollutants rather than in solution. B, waste containing suspended solid matter and polluting matter in solution. So here the polluting matters are in solution, and the waste containing suspended solid also, and these are all mainly in dairies and in tanning of the leather industries. Numbers, that is C, waste containing polluting substances mainly in solution. There is no suspended particle, and those which are mainly in solution where they are doing electroplating work, and that is called electroplating industries, where most of these toxic substances are in the solution. So here in these industrial waste, the amount of pollutants or pollution we can call can be expressed in terms of BOD, that is biological oxygen demand, COD, chemical oxygen demand, and suspended particle, solid, dissolved. So pH value means acidity or basicity of the waste. So all these factors have to be considered once we are dealing with industrial waste. Number 3, the amount of pollution is generally expressed in terms of parameters such as pH, suspended solids, total dissolved solids, BOD, that is biological oxygen demand, and COD, chemical oxygen demand. It should also be noted that modern industries waste may also contain, so nowadays modern industries they contain very typical type of a new type of waste like radioactive material like lithium, palladium, vanadium, different type of elements which are used nowadays to produce a lot of cell phones, television and other information technology, digital technology instruments. So here the A is, that is radioactive substances, and radioactive substances I have already told you is produced where they are producing the electricity or generating power by making use of that is uranium, that is palladium or any nuclear material where we can get radioactive waste. B, waste containing higher BOD, biological oxygen demand than ordinary domestic sea waste. So all these industrial waste, sometimes their BOD is higher as compared to ordinary sea waste. C, waste containing harmful substances such as grease, oil, explosives, highly offensive and odorous substances. D, wastes containing too low or too high temperatures. E, wastes which may be highly acidic or highly basic. Number 4, however, there is considerable variation in characteristics of the industrial waste, and the characteristic of a particular industrial waste depends on the nature of the industry by which it has been formed. So that I have already told you in detail that the characteristic of waste depends upon the type of industry where it is formed. For example, the odor of the waste from the rubber industry is very much disturbing, and even from kilometers you can smell it, that bad odor where there is rubber industry. From a rubber factory are detected even at extremely low concentrations, even from several kilometers away from the factory, and hence make the water unpalatable. Thus, the rubber factories should not be allowed to discharge their waste in river and streams. So with this I will stop. Thank you very much for watching the lecture.